I'm Lexi. I'm in the US. A few months ago, I said something about always being on the quest for the perfect peanut butter cookie. And I decided to turn that mission into a mini-series. So this is the first installment of that said quest. What's it take to make the perfect peanut butter cookie? Flavor. I want it to be nice and soft. I like little pieces of peanut in my peanut butter cookies. So I'm probably going to sub crunchy peanut butter into most of the recipes I try so that I have those little pieces. I guess it's all boils down to flavor and texture, huh? You want a good peanut butter flavor, and I want a nice soft texture cookie. So with that in mind, I decided who better to start my quest for the perfect peanut butter cookie than the person that I credit with being 95% of the reason that I know how to cook. My food idol, Alton Brown. We are going to start by making his peanut butter cookie recipe. Let's go ahead and head into the kitchen and we'll take a look. So we're going to start with 1 cup peanut butter, which is 268 grams, 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar, which is 120 grams, and 1/2 a cup of regular sugar, which is 120 grams. We need to work this together with a wooden spoon or something like that, or I'm using a fork because I think it'll cut through the peanut butter nicely. I'll let you know if I regret that decision. Alton says to make sure you press it against the sides of the bowl to make sure that you incorporate the sugar. Didn't I learn from last time when I made the fudge, I need a pot holder under this. One moment. That's better. Bowl's not trying to move on me. I don't know why he didn't say to use a mixer. He specifically, that's a spoon. That's not my fork. There's my fork. What am I going to do with my brain? I can't take it anywhere. But what I was saying was, I don't know why it doesn't say to not use a mixer, but it specifically says to use a spoon. So I'm not sure why that would be the case. That looks pretty mixed up to me. Does it look mixed up to you? Okay, the next thing we're going to add is a pinch of salt. Be careful with the salt because a lot of the peanut butter on my hands. Be careful with the salt because a lot of the peanut butters have salt in them already and you don't want to oversalt. 1 egg. And a teaspoon of baking soda. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, that would be a piece of eggshell. Don't want that in there. Then we'll get this all mixed up. Now this is a flour-free, a gluten-free recipe, which I'm honestly a little bit skeptical about, but this is Alton, and I trust Alton, so fingers crossed. Okay. That looks pretty well incorporated. So now it's time to put them on a cookie sheet. I guess we're supposed to roll these in sugar first. Give that a wipe. So we're supposed to roll them in sugar before we put them on the cookie sheet. Rough little balls. Sugar. Now, Alton's recipe did call for smooth peanut butter, and I used chunky, but I like bits of peanut in my peanut butter cookies, and since we're going for the perfect peanut butter cookie, that was something I decided I was okay changing. And you want to make sure that anytime you're cooking with something like peanut butter, you use a good peanut butter. Because if you're going to use an inferior product, you're going to get an inferior baked good. So whatever your favorite peanut butter might be, go with that one. Might need a little more sugar here. But you get the point. After you get them all rolled out, it says to give them the traditional cross-hatching, which, I don't know, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of it, but it's not something I require in my peanut butter cookie. I'm going to finish these up, and then I'm going to bake them. They need to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 Celsius, for about 10 minutes. And you want to switch the trays, rotate the trays halfway through so that the heat distribution is even. I've got a funny story about rotating cookie trays. Remind me when I'm tasting these, and I will tell you guys. But I will see you when these are out of the oven. So see you in a minute. Bye. It was really hard, but I waited the 10 minutes for them to cool like Alton said I should before I brought them out to try for you. So the first thing, these things spread. It's a very good thing that I only put like 7 cookies on a cookie sheet. You did kind of lose the fork marks, but like I said, my perfect peanut butter cookie is not dependent on those fork marks. If I make these again, I probably won't even bother. They smell really good. I'm not sure I'd call them crunchy, but they're definitely not soft and chewy like I'm looking for. They're a little bit crumbly, and being this large, a cookie that's crumbly is going to make a bit of a mess. If you need a gluten-free cookie option, this is a good one. It's got really nice flavor. It came together pretty easy, a lot easier than I thought it was going to. They bake quickly, and ultimately the most important thing is they taste good. But it's just not quite the texture I'm looking for. So, as much as I would have loved to hit a home run in the first video, I think our quest is going to have to continue. Whose recipe should I try next? What is your favorite peanut butter cookie? What are your favorite qualities in a peanut butter cookie? Let me know down below. Let's have a conversation. If you could give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. And as always, see you in the next one. Bye. I told you that I had a funny story about rotating cookie trays. My friends and I used to always have a cookie day at Christmas where we would make an obscene amount of cookies. My friend had picked up these pre-cut sugar cookies just in a box. You put them on a cookie sheet, you bake them. Then we spend some time decorating them and getting icing everywhere. You know how that goes. So she's baking them and she starts complaining that they keep falling apart when she flips them over during the baking. And I just kind of look at her, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she said, it says to flip them halfway through the baking. Like, I have never seen a recipe that said that. And I asked her if I could look at the box. And it said, rotate the cookies. And she'd never seen a recipe where it said to rotate the trays. So the first batch or two that had gone in the oven were kind of mangled. But even mangled cookies look good, and icing and sprinkles goes a long way. So they were still fun. So they still got eaten. Probably mostly that night. But I had never seen a recipe that said to flip the cookies. That was just... Thanks for listening. Do you have any funny instruction, interpretation stories? Let me know that down below too. I'll see you next time.